But after a while, I realised it's way too hard to get good at. Starting from 0 to 7 out of 10 is not the way to go. I need baby steps. I need to learn Rocket League again.
So I didn't know where to start. I daddy googled backwards dribbling training packs. I found 3, entered the codes and downloaded the packs, and got to work on the art of Get Good Kid.
Within an hour of practicing this training pack, I completed 3 out of 10. That is when I knew that I was onto something with this training, and I called it a day. So it's worth mentioning that you should use ball cam dribble, because as wild as it sounds and how it looks, it is actually easier. It's easier to get used to, it's a fast learning curve, and I'm playing with one hand. So bear in mind I don't have access to the thumbstick or whatever you have your setting to be for rear view looking. Day 3. I completed shot 4 and 5 out of 10, making good progress. Only day 3. Day 4, more car control. I got more car control on free play and training. Day 5. To keep things interesting, I use workshop maps. If you have them, then it's recommended.
So if you're on console, try to keep it fresh. Rocket Lab maps are the closest thing to workshop maps. They range in shapes, sizes, there's obstacles everywhere. It's fun to play and it's different from your standard maps. So they've been around for a while, some of them have, but a lot of them have just been brought in. So you've got pillars, Tokyo Underpass, Barricade, Basin, Colossus, Corridor, Cosmic, Double Goal, Galleon, Galleon Retro, Hourglass, Loophole, Octagon, Underpass, Utopia Retro.
My personal favourite is the Throwback Stadium. It's a bigger map, it's not your conventional size, and it's got room to fail and obstacles to help you, again, with these different scenarios.
If you're feeling brave, there are extra game modes such as Rumble, Snow Day, Drop Shot, Hoops, and there's other variants of maps like Starbase Arc. So don't burn yourself out doing the same thing and consider working on different aspects of backwards dribbling, such as
ball control, bounce dribble, or even wave dash. For the power slide, I used DFH Stadium circuit and did laps from both sides, left and right, and just practiced power sliding with the ball cam on. Day 6, worked on free play, trying to hone the skills in, more of creating real scenarios. It's a lot easier when you're doing training packs, so spent my time on free play. Day 7, I was stuck on 6 out of 10. I'd done 1 to 5 on the Jacko backwards dribble pack, but I was getting a bit restless, so I moved up to 7 and 8 out of 10, but I couldn't do either one of them. So we'll move on to day 8. And finally, I complete 6 out of 10 for the dribble pack. Day 9, back to free play and a variety of training packs, starting with Shimmy's backwards dribble playground. Even though the pack had a whopping 10-second timer for each shot, I pretended the floor was lava and I dribbled it all the way. Surprisingly, it was much easier than the Jacko's map dribbling pack, and all 3 of the shots and the mirrored shots were completed in 7 minutes. Not bad, eh? Day 10. I only really had 2 training packs that were buyable that were purely for dribbling. The 3rd pack was next level, it was more for playing backwards in general, but I was focused on the dribbling aspect of it with the other 2 packs. Sadly, they were old and mirrored shots weren't implemented into training packs back then, so this means that if you wanted to get good and practice on both sides of the map for the shot, you would need to make 2 separate shots and manually create them both. In 2024 Rocket League, I could make a shot and it could be mirrored without taking up any extra slot.
This meant I could make more than 3 shots, more than 10 shots. How about we go all out and make a comprehensive guide that has everything you need? How about 50? With all of them mirrored? 100 then. And that's what I get to work on. As a long-time fan of the game and all things Rocket League, this is what I would have wanted from a training pack. The equivalent of training in the mountains.
I don't even know if I can make it, man, it's too steep.
The hyperbolic time chamber. Time skip level anime training.
Day 11. I've finished the training pack on free play and it's entitled Backwards Dribbling 0 to 60. Here's the code. The 0 to 60 represents a scale of 0 to 100 from the easiest to the hardest difficulty rating, with 60 being the highest for this specific training pack.
And now a rundown of the shots.
Shots 1 to 5 is standard straight dribble up to the halfway line. The first 3 you could potentially speed it to the net in one rush before you lose control, but 4 and 5 require constant changes in speed to maintain control, similar to a standard dribble forward. However, it makes it harder by being unable to boost control to correct your positioning. So as I mentioned before, you want to be doing this on ball cam. You can do it manually by pressing the thumbstick or your settings, whatever you've got for rear view camera, but you're best off doing it on ball cam because it's easier and it actually gives you more of a reference even if the camera is spinning wildly, you know, as the ball bounces on top of your car or behind your car. 6 to 8 creates more of an angled dribble rather than a straight on dribble and forces you to implement turning strats and interesting positions to start the dribble all around the pitch. 9 to 11 are extensions of the straight dribble as far back as realistically possible in a real game. Shot 12 features a dribble